Coming out with degree in motion picture photography. He has worked with a lot of people and has been involved in a lot of productions. He's also a former worker of Metro TV. March 2010, he landed in the world of the Multimedia Group. October 1st, the month of his birthday, he was graced with the status of a permanent member of the Multimedia Group to the enviable position of the overall supervisor of that department, and he has remained till the day of his calling. Very well traveled. Probably the only person that will travel is maybe geography. But Mozambique, Namibia, Uganda, Guinea, Kenya, Egypt, he has seen it all. He has seen it all. And he has left a legacy. That is what is on paper. But we are living testimonies of what the man really is. Very giant person, but soft within. I want us to sing in a very solemn Methodist hymn 976 as we prepare our hearts for the word from our brother Richard. Now the labor starts, 976.
But he has overtaken the mother to the other side of life. And we need to ask ourselves, do you think there is still time? The Bible says that in the end times, things will be so chaotic. You will have no understanding of the things that are happening. One of the things is why a 42-year-old man, giant, walking here before Easter, all energetic, laughing, and patting people on the back, saying that well done. A few days after, no breath. Was there time? There was no time. We are here standing. Is there time? There is no time. It is in the last days, and death is beckoning on the doors of many because the times are near. Everything around us is telling us that we do not have time. Treacherous moments. Everything, negativity on the rise. And that is the prophetic season that we are in. That when the time is almost over, these things will happen. The young are taking over from the old, who naturally would have been taught to go before the young. And the reminder this morning is that there is no time. We don't want to deceive ourselves that maybe you are 20, so you think that you have more years. 20, many 20s are dying more than the 80s. There is no time. You should not also think that your friends have time to do anything, or you have time to change anything. The time to change things is now. There is no time. Things are moving so fast. Things are working against nature so fast. There is no time. 2019, we were all here when COVID hit. It is 4 years already. Check how things have moved. It means that there is no time. Things stopped and things are coming back. But to what end? There is truly no time. There's a story in the Bible in Matthew chapter 25, the verse 1 down to 2, about a number of virgins. The Bible says that they had a plan to meet a certain somebody. And all of us, there's a plan to meet our Maker. That story depicts what will happen at the end. At the time, some people lost track and did not carry extra oil. As we sit here, are we carrying anything that will take us to that very end? Modestus is no more. The stories speak of his impact. What is your story before you are called? Because you don't know the time you'll be called. What is your story before the clock stops on you? You don't know the time. What will be your impact before the clock stops? AC said, and Fifi said, it is well. It is well indeed. But how well is the well? It's crucial because there's a reward. Romans 6 verse 23. For the wages, it means that for every choice you make now, there is a wage. For every choice you make now, there is a payment. And this morning, I will not bore us with a long talk, but just to remind all of us that the times are so crucial and we don't have enough time. Now is when you step up. Now is when you rise to the occasion. When the trumpet blows, how well would you have made use of the time you have? Because indeed, there is no time. Ephesians 5 verse 15 and 16, and I conclude my message. Look carefully then how you walk, wrote the Apostle Paul, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil, and the days are fast gone. Indeed, there is no time. This morning, you want to reflect that if Modestus, as you saw him a few days ago, strong, giant, walking, could just go like that, how is your tomorrow? And how is your Sunday or your Monday? As we reflect on Modestus' life, I would like to remind us that indeed there is no time, because the plowman is overtaking the reaper. Thank God for the word. Let's put our hands for the Father.
We appreciate that you made time to come. And it is very important that in times like this, we get together and we hold each other's hands. We received condolences from our board and the board chairman, Kofu Autry. They are with us in prayer and in spirit. In the same way from our CEO, Chrissy, who is not here, who is also with us in prayer and in spirit. The people who know the Bible best and those who speak well will always tell us that in all things we should give thanks. And so, as difficult as it may seem, we still have to give thanks. Because one day we will understand. And even if we don't have the might to stand before a motorbike, you see how motorbikes crash people, crash their bones into pieces, just a motorbike, 2 wheels. Who are we to stand and question God? Job tried it. And is it Job chapter 45? Is it 45? Job 45. When God decided to now ask Job questions. And Job suddenly realized that he's mortal. So who are we to question God? Difficult times, we thought that these moments will not come any sooner. But again, who are we to question God? The important thing is that when they happen, we get together, we thank God, we console each other, we hold each other's hands, and we walk through it together. Together. The good Lord who makes all things beautiful will definitely see us through this as well, and see the family through this as well. So thank you once again. We're in touch with the family. They'll give us more details about what is next. And as always, I am more than assured that we will give our brother the necessary and befitting farewell. Thank you, and have a beautiful day and a good weekend ahead. Thank you. God bless you all.
Modestus, I wouldn't want to use the word was, is. And there's a reason why I'm saying is. Is a very young man. And so the question why will be running through our minds. But I just want us to have an understanding. Number one, that on the same tree, dry leaves fall, and fresh leaves also fall. And so, for those of us who are asking why, he's too young, just a little above 40, and fresh leaves also fall. And like Uncle Ken just said, if we were to question God, he may not give us answers now, or we understand one day. Secondly, the issue of death is not the cessation of life as we normally think it is, but it is transition from one realm to another. Modestus still lives. It's just that he's not living in flesh and bones like we are. He is living in another realm. He only checked out of this container. One day we will all check out. We may not know when, we may not know how. But as he has checked out, we will all check out one day. What we should be mindful of is that we have come here into this domain for an assignment, to fulfill a purpose. You should be asking yourself, the path I've taken, the life I'm living, is it towards fulfilling purpose? Because one day I will have to check out of this place, to go and journey back into where I came from, give an account of what I have come here to do. That's just for us to think about. Shall we share a word of prayer? God bless you.